All right, everyone. Hi. Welcome. We are live. Oh, let me just close that. Okay. We are live here on YouTube and Instagram. Let me just get into my live session so I can see your comments. Okay. Let me just get into my live session. I see you guys. I can see your comments. Okay, let me just get into my live session. I see you guys. I can see your All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play some music. I'm just going to go grab something really quick that I left over there. So enjoy one of my singles, Taking Flights, that's out now on Spotify and Apple Music. I'll be right back.
Giorgio says, the lights, let's go. Dancing in New York for the cities. Go from the streets to the beats, we're on fire. Nightlife legends taking it higher. Planet sushi in Miami, heat so fine. Under palm trees, sipping on some wine. But wait, the West Coast calls my name. Beverly Hills, I'm in the fame game. Georgia says we'll move from coast to coast. Let's hit the groove from New York flights to Miami nights. Beverly Hills dreams, we're taking flights. Me in Paris, Hilton, living no.
All right, I am back. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you can tell by the title, we do have some things to discuss, mainly around Caroline Manzo. I have made a post about this, but I figured we can just openly discuss this because I have some thoughts about it, and I think my mind has been clarified in the sense of I completely now fully understand why Dina has separated herself from her sister. Because reading through all of these things and then this update, I just can't even imagine my sister or sibling not choosing me. That would be an issue. But anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat that is joining. Let me see. Hi, Chuchi. Thank you, Robin. Denise, you're here. Thank you. Theo. Sorry, I feel like I'm butchering this. Do I go live every day? I go live Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is my second show. I officially started these live shows yesterday. So if you are tuning in again today, thank you for coming back. Hello, everyone. Hello, Bella. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the likes, guys. It's gonna be fun. I'm also hoping that we will get a trailer for OC today. I hope. Fingers crossed. It usually comes out on Wednesdays, usually the trailer. It might come out during this live, fingers crossed. If you guys see it, let me know in the chat. Yeah, let's get into some things. Thank you, Bush. I appreciate that. All right. Well, I guess we should start with what one of the title topics is, which is let's give some Caroline Manzo updates. Hello, not paid by anyone on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much, Theo. I've been trying to figure out a way to get all of the platforms up on live, and TikTok, for whatever reason, it's kind of hard to jump back and forth between TikTok and Instagram. So I'm trying to sort myself out. behind here. So I will be also going live on TikTok at the same time once I sort that out. But right now, I'm here. Hi, Miriam. Thank you for telling me your name. Thanks for joining me. Let's see. Okay, let's jump right in. So as I was talking about Caroline Manzo, there has been some updates that have come out in regards to the case involving Dina Manzo's now husband, who was assaulted by this guy named John Perna that was hired by Dina's ex-husband, Tommy Manzo, who is Caroline Manzo's brother-in-law. So this, I believe, was in 2015, and I believe John Perna did admit to doing it, and he pled guilty, and he served 2.5 years in prison, and he was released in August of 2023. However, it's crazy because Tommy Manzo pled not guilty to these things, and it ended up going to trial, and nonetheless, he was found guilty on all 3 counts. And he's facing, this is wild, he's facing up to 46 years in prison, and his sentencing is scheduled for October 15th. But I think what's really wild and what's gotten everyone kind of being like, whoa, really? Is that Caroline, when this trial was happening, she did write a letter. I guess it's a letter of referral or a letter of defense. I don't really know, but she did write a letter for Tommy Manzo, basically siding with him, which is wild because you claimed all these years that you just want to have a relationship with your sister. You don't understand this, that, and the other, and then something like this happens, and you go to that side instead of your sister. I mean, how scary must that have been for her to get that phone call that her now husband was assaulted by 2 men? And I believe the item they used to assault him was called a slapjack. Have you guys seen what those look like? So nonetheless, that's what's going on. But I think what's also interesting is that Caroline Manzo was not the only person to write a letter for Tommy Manzo. Dolores Catania also wrote a letter for Tommy Manzo. So that is very interesting. Yeah, right? It sounds crazy, just the name of it. So imagine what it looks like. Robin, Judas is right. How could you, like, what could have happened between you two that is something that you thought would be, like, how could you do that to your sister? You know what I mean? Also, this was all for an exchange and discount for a wedding reception at the Brownstone. Are we serious? What was the discount? Because that's got to be, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it was a hefty discount, but really? But it didn't work because obviously he was found guilty, Tommy Manzo. And, you know, now I get it. I would never speak to her again. I would never speak to her again. What are you going to talk about? How do you even move on from that? That's crazy. That's just so horrible and crazy and traumatic. Insane. I agree, first baby boo. I agree. Pamela says it's horrible. Barbie says hilarious. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And you know what? Justice for Dina, because she obviously knew something we all didn't, and she didn't want to bring anything to light. She did her due diligence and she just kept her distance, but I guess it wasn't enough, you know? That's really wild. It's still like baffling to me. Insane. I mean, Theo, I can only assume maybe, but also, gosh, I don't know. There's probably so much more to this than we will know. But based on this is some dark stuff. This is some really dark stuff, and I just don't know how you could bounce back from that. I really do not. How does one bounce back from this and then move on and rebuild your relationship with your sister? It's just I do not get it. So this explains why she distanced herself from Caroline. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would take from it. I would watch my back. He can do a lot of damage from jail. Yeah, Pamela, it seems that everyone knows somebody's family of somebody's family, because it seems like everything's kind of connected behind the scenes, and it's just scary if you think about it. Like, you have no idea. Like, he didn't know that guy was going to come assault him. Like, it's wild, and it's so scary, I can imagine. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near them, actually. I would move far away. I would stay away. I would not even talk to anyone that knows her, because it now makes, maybe this is another reason why Dina decided not to come to Teresa's wedding. I feel like there was a lot of stuff going on, because I thought that the paperwork said that this was, hold on, let me pull it up. I'm pulling up the article because I want to see. So hold on a second. So Perna and another member of his crew attacked Dina Manzo's then boyfriend, now husband, outside of Passaic County Strip Mall on July 18th, 2015. So that's almost, I guess, just shy of like 9 years ago at this point that it happened. So that's way before. So it would explain maybe, but like clearly there's more stuff that happened after in between. Theo, they did say that there was a trial, and Tommy was found guilty on all 3 counts, basically. So he is facing up to 46 years in prison, and he'll be his what's it called? My mind is burnt out on all this legal talk. Hold on. He's scheduled to be why am I blanking on the word? You know, like where he finds out how long he'll actually get. Why am I blanking on this? Clearly need more coffee. But yes, Tommy was convicted on 1 count of committing a violent crime in aid of racketeering activity, 1 count of conspiracy to commit a violent crime in aid of racketeering resulting in serious bodily injury, and 1 count of falsifying and concealing documents related to a federal investigation. So that's the part that really, I think, sealed the deal for Tommy, was that 3rd count of falsifying and concealing documents, because apparently there was falsified documents around, I guess, this date of the wedding, because Perna did have his wedding a month after at the Brownstone, like a month after he assaulted Dina's now husband. So I guess when Tommy Manzo was turning documents over, he was changing dates on some of the documents to make it seem like that wasn't the case. But they ended up getting, I guess, a warrant or whatever to be able to seize the actual documents. And that's where they found out that he had lied on the documents and actually was withholding a lot of the documents that he was asked to turn over. So I think that those 3 counts kind of sealed the deal. But that last one, I think when the FBI has to get involved and you don't follow directions, I would assume that they would go for the max on that one. So 46 years is a long time, but you know what? Like, I'm surprised Perna only got 2.5 years. That's kind of crazy. I mean, he's not named in this in like that way. I don't know if he knew. Like, this is, I guess the question is, did they know that Tommy Manzo was going to do this? I'm not trying to excuse it because I think it's disgusting either way, whether you know or not. You know now, and the fact that you still chose him over your sister is wild to me. I don't really understand that bit whatsoever, but it does raise some interesting uh, little theories that I've come up with, because if you recall, this is kind of hidden under another story. If you remember, Brandy has recently just come back out to basically keep complaining about Ultimate Girls Trip and how she's been thrown under the bus and no one's coming to her defense, blah, blah, blah. But then we also have Caroline, who's also spoken out. And so some articles have come out in, you know, talking through the whole Ultimate Girls Trip scandal that happened. Meanwhile, this is in the background. And then I was also thinking, you know, I wonder, did any of this come up while they were filming for Ultimate Girls Trip? Because if it did, I'm wondering, I guess it depends on what came up. But if she was asked questions about it, or I don't know, maybe she accidentally said something, or I don't know. Something may have perhaps been asked or talked about in regards to this case. And so maybe, I don't know, it's just my theory. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but maybe we're trying to create a different situation to cover for something else. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating, but it's just kind of weird, the timing of all this and like how the stories are all playing out and whatnot. So I find it really, it's just really wild. Like, I would be frantically scared. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yeah, I agree. How do you not know? How do you not know that that's what's going on? You know, I think they're very good about, you know, they clearly have been involved in things like this before if they're so easily able to just kind of move and groove in this manner. That's my take on it. This isn't their first time at the rodeo. Obviously, their family's connected in weird circles, and if you need something done, I'm sure you can get them to help you, but it's just wild that you do that to your own family, you know? So strange. But then, you know, it is what it is. I think it's quite interesting also that we have Camille Grammer, who came out as well yesterday or the day before, maybe, when she's advocating for the Ultimate Girls Trip season to air. So I'm just like, what's going on here? You know, like, I'm not trying to be pressed for this Ultimate Girls Trip season because I've lost hope for it. As much as I wanted to see it, because I love Camille and I love, you know, a lot of the cast that was on it, it's just unfortunate that this had to happen, because it doesn't seem now that it was actually, like, I don't know. It's a big mystery, but I would love to see what it was. And I also wonder, some people were saying, why can't they just edit her out, Caroline? That's an interesting theory, and I'm wondering if they did think of it, but I guess, I don't know. Do you guys think it would work if they edited her out? I guess it depends on how much she's involved in the conversations, and it is typically a group that's focused on the group because it's such a short period of time that they're filming. So I don't know, if they cut her out of the season, would it make the season feel like weird or choppy? Jules, a lot of people are asking this question. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe because there's a long history there, or maybe it's that, I don't know, don't come for me, but maybe they know something about her that she doesn't want out. And so it was kind of one of those things, like, if you don't do this, then this will happen. I don't know. I'm speculating, but with this type of story, how can I not speculate around this stuff? It's kind of wild. Yeah, just blur her out. It will be like the days she was on the show. Yeah, I mean, or just cut her out, but I guess, or why can't you just cut out that night, the night in question? I understand if it's an uncomfortable situation she was in, no one wants to relive that. But then it's like, well, you didn't really come to your sister's defense when she needed support. You actually did the opposite. So, I don't know about that. I just don't think they're going to play around with it. I don't think Peacock, whatever, Bravo, they don't want to deal with the liability around that. And I'm sure, with everything else that has transpired lately, they're not going to play that game. So I do feel that we're not going to see it. And I'm sure they have thought of editing Caroline out, but then it's like, I think that would even be weirder because then it would, I don't know, it would just feel like you knew that they cut her out. So it was like, well, what was it that was cut out? So I feel like they can't win. We all had uncomfortable moments. It's life. I agree. Although I think in this situation, it was deemed as though she was traumatized. It brought up triggers for Caroline because I guess, from her past. And so I think that may have done something to her psyche around that. And maybe there was just other stuff. But again, the way everyone else has described the night and the way things went, no one else seemed to get that. And not that they have to, because again, triggers are individual to the person. So you can't judge it off that. But I'm saying like, whatever did happen, it doesn't seem like it's as serious because it just feels like we're kind of moving away from it. But Brandy's still very much upset about this because this is really, really messed with her, her income stream. Really, I mean, she's not gonna get probably paid for the time that she was, because they're not airing the show, and she has no other opportunities to be on reality TV, at least not on Bravo. But I can imagine in a situation like this, I don't think any other network's going to want to tamper with that because it's like too much of, again, it's a liability issue. Because it's like now more than ever, you have all these people coming forward. You have the Leah McSweeney stuff. You have all of this is going on in the background. So yeah, they're not going to keep playing around with it. Correct. Fran, you're correct. It's a legal issue. It's not going to be seen. I missed the beginning. What happened? Lori, we were just discussing, I just finished discussing the Caroline Manzo update around Tommy Manzo's indictment. He was found guilty on the 3 counts. He's facing up to 46 years in prison. But we're kind of now talking about the Ultimate Girls Trip stuff and why we will never see that season play out, which is unfortunate. Because like I said, I love Camille. I'm actually glad that she's filming for season 14 of Beverly Hills Housewives. So that's good. But I really was excited to see Camille and others. But, it's a shame, It is a shame. But we did also find out today that The Traitors season 3 cast is confirmed. There was this list of season 3 cast that was kind of thrown out there a few weeks back, but that was just all rumored people. It wasn't really confirmed. So today we actually got the full list, and I think it's going to be another good season. I don't know if you guys watched season 2 last season, but it was amazing. All right. So let me run you through. I want to run you through the cast for season 3. It's really interesting. So we have Rob Mariano from Survivor. We have Dorinda Medley, obviously, from The Real Housewives of New York. We have Chrishell from Selling Sunset. Brittany Haynes from Big Brother. We have Danielle Rees from Big Brother. We have Bob the Drag Queen from RuPaul's Drag Race. Wells Adams from The Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise. Chanel Ayan from The Real Housewives of Dubai. Gabby Windy from The Bachelorette. Dylan Efron from Down to Earth with Zac Efron. I've never heard of that show. Have you guys heard of that show, Down to Earth with Zac Efron? Anyways, so Dylan Efron will be on it. Tony Vlachos from Survivor will be on it. We also have Jeremy Collins from Survivor, Dolores Catania, who we were just talking about, the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Robin Dixon from Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, this was funny because initially people said that Monique Samuels was joining the season 3 cast, but then later she came out and said that essentially that wasn't the case and they couldn't come to an agreement, probably because of money. So obviously Robin was like, I'll take it. I just lost my gig. I will take it. So yes, we'll have that'll be an interesting one because she doesn't seem to have anyone else on this list that I see her kind of. It'll be interesting to see her not with someone that she's kind of friendly with. We also have Bob Harper from The Biggest Loser. We have Sierra Miller from Summer House. Lord Mountbatten, which is a British royal. Carolyn Weiger from Survivor. Sam Asghari, model actor, but really it should say Britney's ex-husband. We have Nikki Garcia, who is a former professional wrestler. And then unfortunately we have Tom Sandoval, which I'm not sure why do we need Tom Sandoval? Was there no one else that we could have put on here? I don't get it. Like, I'm so honestly, like, I'm so tired. It's called The Traitors Amazing Race, and it's the season 3. It's on Peacock. You can watch season 2, but this is the cast for the new season. But yeah, I'm so sick of Tom Sandoval. I mean, like, I'm good. We're good for now. Like, but I get it. They probably, he probably wants to be out there too. We don't know what the state of Vanderpump Rules is in the at the moment, but Speaking of which, did you guys catch the Valley finale last night? This wasn't a topic that I was going to discuss on here. I'll lightly touch on it because I'm recapping the Valley season finale with Besties by Bravo podcast host Caitlin Marshall. We've been recapping the entire season on my Patreon. So that'll be out later today. But no, I mean, it was wild last night. It was wild. That last bit of the episode, and I hope Brittany does really realize now that she has no business being with Jax. The way he literally, I'm glad she called him out on it last night. And I don't want to, well, you'll probably hear about it, but she essentially had asked for him to go to therapy, get help, because his speech towards her was just getting worse and worse since the cameras wrapped for season 1. Well, obviously Brittany couldn't handle it anymore. And she talks about how, just the way he spoke to her just got toxic and worse. And she just didn't feel like she wanted her son around that. Rightfully so. But Jax would not move out. He refused to move out of the house. So he basically made Brittany uproot herself and their son into an Airbnb instead of being a real man about it and saying, I'm the problem. I'll leave. Let you guys stay in the comfort of this house because that's where my son is most comfortable. But no, Jax, being the narcissistic guy that he is, was like, no, you can leave if you want to leave. And it's just a joke. But there was a scene because they picked cameras back up. And so he's like, all of a sudden, he's like, yep, I got an appointment for a therapist tomorrow. And Brittany called him out and was like, when did you make the appointment, though? And he was like, yesterday. And she's like, oh, the day before cameras go back up. And then she, in her interview, was like, I don't really think he's going to go to the appointment. And then they pan to an interview of Jax where the producer says, did you go to the therapy appointment? And he goes, no, I didn't go. And also it was too far. So again, you're just playing games. And Brittany called him out. She knew what he was doing. He strategically set that appointment up because the cameras would be back up and then he would be able to paint this picture that he's trying to make it work. And I think she really is done. I could tell last night when I was watching her, she's sick of it. I also think Michelle going through something similar is helping to empower Brittany. And sometimes when you're not at that place, you're just at the line, but you're not over it yet. Sometimes when you see someone else going through something similar and you have time to reflect and that veil comes off, it's a wrap. And that conversation she was having with all the girls when the cameras picked back up, where she was telling them how everything kind of went down, it was super duper clear. Also, Michelle and Jesse's situation is also dunzo. We knew that though, but we saw how they kind of moved on because it was like 6 months later that they picked up the cameras from when they stopped filming. So there's a little bit of an update. We saw Janet post pregnancy, you know, her baby is here, and that was pretty much it. But it was very, very crazy. Very crazy. I guess my question for Jesse, which I think he's on not two T's in a pod. He's on the other podcast. Teddy interviewed him for the other podcast that she does with Emily Simpson. And I'm blanking on the name of their podcast, but nonetheless, I know she interviewed Jesse, so I'm interested in seeing that because she did ask him, like, what is it that happened? What did you do to her before the show that made her be this way, or basically essentially have her be like, I can't bring myself to be in love with you anymore or feel the way I did for you. So I'm interested to hear if he opens up about that. But, you know, one thing I did empathize with when he was talking about, you know, it's clear that they both really love their daughter, and he truly does love his daughter. And I love that because it means that at the very least, they both will be able to co-parent. And it sounds like she just wanted it to be super easy in terms of how to like split everything up from the business to the stuff. But he also made her move out. It's like, what? I thought this was supposed to be the other way around. I thought the mother was supposed to have the priority of the house. No? Am I wrong? Did we change the rules? I don't know. Seems a little backwards. And listen, as long as he's a good dad to his daughter, great. He just wasn't it's clear he wasn't a good husband to Michelle. And I'm not saying Michelle's perfect because listen, I think that they both kind of were in a toxic space with each other. I think she just didn't have the kahunas to leave him earlier. And I think, you know, it is what it is. And things get complicated, I'm sure, when you do have a child with someone. But, you know, the way he was talking to Michelle last night when he was trying to like, it was just demeaning. And so it kind of almost probably made her feel more justified. Like, yeah, I'm so glad I'm not in this anymore. I agree, Fran. They should have absolutely left. There's children involved. It's not like it was just, if it was just those two people and no child, then okay, fine. If you want to be a little, you know, dickhead about it, fine. Yeah, Brittany, leave, or Michelle, you leave. But like, you have a kid and your kid is so, why are you uprooting your child's comfort because you're so egotistical about this and you have too much pride to just accept it? Yeah, same thing with Lenny. Why? I thought that we were moving on from all this, and now we have this like latest thing where it's like, and it doesn't even make sense. Lenny's whole thing is like, Lisa used to beat up on me and assault me all the time, but I never like defended myself. I never hit back. I never pushed back, but I was never scared of her and she never hurt me, essentially is what he said. So how is that? I don't get it. What are you trying to say? So he's another loser, and his like mistress, girlfriend, person that he's with is just, it's like she's just like not there. She's not there. So it's just like it's such a weird, he's such a weird guy. Like I've always thought he was weird, even from the minute he first came on with Lisa on Miami. I was like, something's really off about this guy. Just like he just seems like he's got a vault of like dark secrets, you know? Like he could go real dark real quick. So I don't know. It's hard out here apparently, because between listening to the stories of women on TikTok that deal with narcissistic relationships. And then you talk about like the question, I don't know if you guys have heard the whole the question that's posed to women: would you rather be in the woods with a bear or a man? And essentially every single woman answered they'd rather be in the woods with a bear. And all the men are they're like baffled by that. They're like, how would you be in the woods with a bear over a man? And it's like you see everyone kind of coming to the surface and be like, oh, I'll explain why. Hi, Jess. Jess, I need to DM you because I might be anyways, I'll DM you. Thank you, darling. I love that you're here. But yeah, after hearing some of these women's stories, I'd be like, yeah, I'd take my chance with the bear too. Because here's the thing. First, Baby Boo, I follow someone who lives in Canada, and I think I follow a couple people where the bears come to the door or like their front porch, and they're just like, I think one of them's like a female bear, and she like one time brought her cubs to show the woman at the house. I love stuff like that because I love animals sometimes more than humans. But yes, it's a black bear. Are black bears the nicer? Are black bears, which bears are the worst? Nonetheless, the women's explanation, each of them was that, and this is it's not funny, but it is in the sense of like, that's how bad it is out there, is that they're like, you know what? I'll take my chances with a bear because if anything, if the bear gets me, then it's a quick, then I'm done. It's lights out, it is what it is. But, in most cases, a man could keep you hostage for years, could keep you in an abusive relationship where it's like traumatize you to the point of no return. I mean, I'm not going to get into the Diddy stuff, but obviously that whole situation is like, that's a complete disgusting disaster. So it's just like, yeah, I'll take the bear. Like, either way, if the bear's not gonna attack me, then we might be friends. And the bear could show me a thing or two about living in the woods. I don't know. Totally. There's a percentage of crazy in every single group. Let's be clear about that. But I think the general consensus was that the question was posed to women, and because of their answer being that they'd rather be with the bear, brought up, basically it erupted all the narcissistic men to come out and be outraged about it, because you could clearly tell which ones, the ones that were popping off about it were the ones that you could just be like, yeah, you must have done some stuff, That's right, Bella. Just don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. Isn't that what Teresa said? Don't poke the bear. Which ones are the bears? My. That's a good question. I would yeah. I don't know. Also, like, do bears run really fast? I thought I heard that they do. Like, don't they say like you're not supposed to? Let's look up some bear safety tips. So I am using my platform responsibly because I just told a lot of women to go out into the woods to go find a bear. Actually, I didn't, but I'm just going to be clear. I'm looking up safety tips when dealing with bears. Okay, so your first, Baby Boo says, absolutely do not run. 9 ways not get attacked by a bear. That sounds like a good start. All right, let's see. Number 1. It says, number 1, know your bears. So it does help to know which type of bear it is. And first, Baby Boo seems to be the person in the chat that knows that. So thank you. You are helping us all. So the first tip is know your bears. There's the black bear, the grizzly bear, the polar bear, and then there's a map. The second one is don't unwittingly attract them. Well, that's kind of obvious. Carry, oh, there's bear spray. So ladies, you just need some bear spray. So travel in groups. I've heard that before. Be alert for signs of bears. It says if you see fresh scat, for instance, a bear has recently passed by, it's a good idea to be very alert. Think through, how am I going to react? Okay. Number 6, if you're attacked or pursued, react according to the species of bear. So exactly what First Baby Boo is saying. Never run is number 7, which we've clarified here in the chat. Know when to play dead. Huh. It says once the grizzly bear is on you, do not try to defend yourself. Collapse and play dead. Okay. And then number 9 is be tolerant and put things in perspective. Well, there's your bear safety tips for Wednesday, June 5th. Let me pop back over here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, First Baby Boo said cover your head as well. That wasn't on the list. Who wrote this article? Unacceptable. That should be on the list. Watch out for those bears, ladies. Oh my. I'm learning a lot about bears today. I did not think that was going to happen. All right, so what's happening? So yes, we had the Valley finale last night. We got the Traitors cast. Now all we need, guys, all we need is the Real Housewives of Orange County trailer for season 18. That is all I'm waiting for. And I'm really hopeful that it comes today. I need something new and exciting. Oh, man. All right, let's go into the chat and see what everyone's saying about. I need to look up YouTube videos of bears running fast. I don't know why I never pictured them. I always pictured them like walking at the speed of like Michael Myers, but they always seemingly catch up. Like that's just how I always pictured bears, but I need to see it in action. Like, what do they look like when they're running? They're so cute though. So cute. I love the TikToks with the people that are like friends with the bears in the wilderness, that they're clearly comfortable around each other. There's also, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the TikTok that there's a woman where there's a bear that knows how to open her front door and kind of like peeps in, and she like engages with the bear, and then she'll tell him, okay, close the door. And he just grabs the knob with his, mouth and shuts the door. It's the wildest thing. The wildest thing. All right. What else is... Let me just remind you guys that my Housewives Tales album is going to be out on July 11th. You can stream 6 singles from the album now on Spotify, Apple Music. It's on YouTube. You can use the sounds on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah. All right, let's see what's going on over here in the YouTube chat. Okay. Nice. Okay. All right, guys. What else should we talk about? If not, I can just go ahead and we can just answer questions, or if you guys want to just chit chat for a little while, I'm good with that. Are you guys watching Real Housewives of Dubai? Have you guys seen the premiere episode? I know they replayed it last night. First Baby Boo, my YouTube is Giorgio Says. So you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Giorgio Says, same handle. I'm not really on X that much. I mean, I am on there, but I don't post. I kind of just go on and then leave quickly because I always remind myself, wow, it's really toxic in here. My podcast is out today. I posted an episode kind of going through the Caroline Manzo stuff. So if you did miss the first part of this, you can watch the replay on YouTube, or you can go listen to the podcast. I did do an episode today on that. And you're welcome, First Baby Boo. Thank you. But yeah. Hi, Just Kelly on YouTube. Thank you for joining. But yeah, also my Patreon, I have the rewatch series where I'm rewatching Real Housewives of DC, which is crazy. And then I also do a segment called Giorgio Says Investigates. But I also post all of my other content from all the platforms on my Patreon. So you can be a free Patreon member and get all of my content in one place. And if you want the exclusive content, which is essentially bonus podcast episodes ad-free, and then those 2 different series that I just mentioned, it's $3.99 a month. And it's just 1 tier. So, and I'm actually working on trying to set up a live session for the Patreon members. So if you are a Patreon member, you'll be finding out soon. I'm just going to try to schedule it based on what I'm trying to pick a day where it works for everyone that's in the Patreon, because obviously like it's just for them. But yeah, check me out on Patreon if you want some exclusive bonus content. And what else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Let's see what you guys are asking. What is your favorite Housewives show? Generally, I've always been very much a Beverly Hills in terms of like, that's always gotten my goat going. I mean, all of them get my goat going, but the one that excites me, I would say the most, is probably Beverly Hills, because that one really kind of, like, I started watching from the beginning with OC, but when Beverly Hills came on, something clicked and it just opened up everything for me. So I always attribute it to Beverly Hills. I haven't seen Dubai yet, but I'm going to watch it. Did you think the episode was good? Hunter, it was actually way better than I ever could have expected it to be. Obviously, it's only the 2nd season, and it has been so long since we've seen these women on our TV screens. And they filmed this season like over a year ago. So it was just kind of like womp womp. But the episode went really quick. It's entertaining. The drama starts really quickly. And there is some shifting in the dynamics of the group. Some people are kind of on the outs that were friends last season. So, we also have a new housewife. Her name is Talene. She's actually Caroline Brooks's really good friend in Dubai. So she's already off to a great start. She's a firecracker. So yeah, I would highly recommend you guys go and check out Dubai, because they replayed it last night after the Valley. But it will be airing on Tuesday nights going forward. So they premiered it this past Sunday, but it's not going to be the night that it comes on all the time. All right. All right, guys. And Sarah, she needs to listen to her own advice. Drives me crazy. Yeah. I agree. So yeah, Dubai is very entertaining. If anything, it brings you back to the old school housewives, like petty fighting. Like they're very much on that track, like quick comebacks, real like petty stuff. But it's funny and entertaining, and it's obviously a nice balance from some of the darkness that's happening in some of the other shows. So I'll take it. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, we'll get some update on a trailer. Hopefully, I know I'm hoping so much that it's not going to come out today. But I am excited for the season ahead, because I think there's going to be a lot of juicy drama and some fun moments from what I've heard. All right, let's see what's going on in the YouTube chat. Okay. I don't know. Should I play? Do you guys? I wonder if you guys. Let me. I'm gonna just play a new song to close us out. This one is not out yet, but it is on the album. And well, some of you guys will be. A lot of you guys were upset with me for the Lisa Rinna song, but obviously a lot of the songs had to be around either an iconic moment on Housewives or Bravo or about an individual. So there is a multitude of different songs, but this one is called Watch It, Tamara's Here. So here is a little sneak peek of that one. And then I'll come back to say goodbye.
Yeah. You want me to watch it? Click, click. Tamara's here, bring fire and spice. Queen of OC, living life precise. That's my opinion, loud and clear. Making waves every season, every year. From cut fitness to her candid truths. Tamara's got style, breaking all the rules. Whether in business or throwing shade, she's the real deal, never afraid. Taking a stand, that's my opinion. She's in command. OC fierce and bold, ironic moment. Story told. Giorgio says.
All right, you guys, this was fun. So fun. Thank you all for joining me today on this live. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same channels, and hopefully I'll also be live on TikTok. So thank you so much for everyone. Thank you for engaging with me. Thank you for getting in the mix with me and discussing. I love this part of doing the live where I can talk with you guys in real time. Stay safe out there, please. And make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and make sure you're back here tomorrow because I'll be live again at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll also have the Valley recap with Caitlin from Besties by Bravo up on my Patreon later today. But I do have my podcast on the Caroline Manzo stuff up right now for everyone to listen. Thank you guys. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.